I didn't plan to be in Walmart past midnight. That wasn't part of the evening. I just needed two things: garbage bags and cold medicine. But life has a funny way of pulling you off course in the smallest, most innocent ways. A wrong turn. A dead phone. A tired cashier on their last hour of a graveyard shift. And suddenly you're alone, wandering under fluorescent lights that hum like distant bees. In a building too big for one person to feel comfortable in. It was Indicator. Texas small enough to feel empty after dark, big enough to keep a Walmart open 24 hours. That night, the store was nearly deserted. A single car sat in the parking lot besides mine, a beat-up blue Dodge that looked like it hadn't moved in weeks. The sliding doors opened for me with a tired sigh, and the air inside was cold and stale. Too cold. The kind of cold that doesn't match the season or the thermostat. There was a kid at the register, a lanky teenager with a mop of greasy hair and earbuds in, staring blankly at his phone. He didn't greet me, didn't even glance up. I walked past him with a nod he didn't return. The place was quiet. No music, no announcements. The overhead lights flickered every few aisles, making it feel like I was walking through a place that had been forgotten, abandoned almost. I went straight to the cleaning supplies, grabbed a box of trash bags, then headed toward pharmacy for the Dayquil. That's when I noticed something strange. There was a cart, halfway down aisle 7. Not one of those little hand baskets. A full cart, parked sideways, full of random items. Duct tape, dog food, a child's pink hoodie, a gallon of milk, and what looked like an empty birdcage. There was no one near it. I assumed someone had stepped away for a moment, maybe just around the corner, so I walked on. But when I passed the end of the aisle, there was no one in sight. I doubled back. The cart was still there. Still. Full. Still. Alone. Something about it made my skin crawl. It looked deliberate, like someone had chosen each item carefully, like each thing was part of something I didn't understand. I turned and kept walking, brushing off the chill in my arms. I reached pharmacy, picked up the medicine. That should have been it. I should have gone straight to the register. But some prickling voice in the back of my skull told me to look again. Something was off. I made my way back toward aisle 7. The cart was gone. Just gone, not pushed aside, not moved down the aisle. It was like it had never been there. I stood still, tried to listen. The silence was unbearable. That hum overhead got louder somehow. I felt like I could hear the lights breathing. Or something breathing. And then I heard the wheel. You know that sound a shopping cart wheel makes when it's got a squeak? That rhythmic squeal grind squeal as it turns? That sound echoed down from the back of the store. Not toward the registers. Deeper inside. I called out, "Hey, someone back there?" No answer. I stood there for another second before deciding it wasn't my problem. I headed back toward the front, forcing myself to walk calmly. Past electronics, past toys. Almost to the registers. Then the lights above me went out, not all of them. Just the ones directly over my head. The others flickered in the distance. The shadows grew long. I stood there frozen, the medicine box sweating in my hand. That's when I saw her. At the end of aisle 7, standing just inside the line of light, was a girl, little, maybe 6 years old. She was wearing the same pink hoodie I'd seen in the cart. She wasn't moving, just staring, her arms limp at her sides. Her hair a tangled black curtain down her face. I said, "Are you lost?" She didn't respond. I took a step toward her, and every light on that aisle snapped off, pitch black. When they came back on a second later, the aisle was empty. I turned and ran. Not walked, ran. But the layout of the store had changed, somehow. The signs were wrong. What should have led to the registers now led to sporting goods. I swear I passed the same frozen food case 3 times. That squeaky wheel started again, closer this time. Ducked behind a shelf of discount Halloween decorations, heart pounding in my throat, breath hitching. I peered between plastic pumpkins and rubber bats. The cart rolled by on its own, no one pushing it, just slowly moving. Items rattling gently with each bump in the linoleum. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Then I saw something dragging behind the cart. A shadow. Not of the cart itself, but of something beside it, something tall and crooked, crawling on all fours with 2 long limbs. Its fingers scraped the ground. Its face. I didn't see its face. I didn't want to. It was more of a smudge in the air, like something the world tried to erase but couldn't. I stayed frozen for what felt like hours. Eventually, the cart and the shadow passed. Eventually, the light stopped flickering. Eventually, I found my way. Back to the front of the store. The cashier was still at the register, still staring at his phone. I walked right past him. Didn't even try to pay. Just dropped the medicine, left the cart. Pushed through the doors and into the warm, humid night. My car was the only one in the lot. The blue Dodge was gone. I don't go to Walmart anymore. Not after midnight. Not in the daytime. Not at all, but sometimes, in the dead hours of the night, I hear that squeaky wheel outside my window. And sometimes, I see a pink hoodie on the sidewalk. Still, watching. Waiting. Aisle 7 is still there, so is she.